the past couple of years, Square Enix has made a lot of really bad decisions, but it doesn't look like they're going to be slowing down anytime soon because now they've announced a brand new anti-criticism policy. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I used to really like Square Enix. They have a lot of really great characters, a lot of really great games and franchises, but over the years, they've really stumbled. They have had an internal ethics department that basically tells developers what is socially acceptable and what isn't because they want to appeal to Western sensibilities. They decide to tone down character outfits, female body proportions, jokes within games, certain dialogue, and ultimately they are making a lot of bad moves. And over the past few years, we've known that they've been working with companies like Sweet Baby Inc. and Black Girl Gamers, but now they're adopting this brand new customer harassment policy. So it says in seeking to protect their workforce from undue and particularly over-the-top harassment, Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest parent company Square Enix has adopted a new customer harassment policy, which gives them the right to, quote, take action as necessary against any individual who threatens the company's operations or an employee's safety. So basically, if you say a developer sucks, that's against their policy. If you say you're going to boycott a company, that's against their policy. If you criticize them in any way, shape, or form, they are threatening you now. So it says announced on January 10th via an official post made to the Square Enix's official website. This new policy was reportedly given the green light by the developer in response to a number of incidents involving a fan's interaction with one of their employees. Now, we are talking about the internet, right? There are always going to be people who push the limits, and obviously, I am for free speech, but things like death threats are not covered by free speech, and I will never agree with things like doxing and death threats being sent to people. Those are never okay. But if I want to criticize a company or I want to criticize a developer and I say that what they're doing is bad, I should not be punished for that. I should not be worried that my accounts are going to be banned, that my games are going to be ripped away from me, that they are going to take legal action against me because that's what they're saying they're going to do. Square Enix believes that the feedback, comments, and requests received from our customers are essential to the advancement of our group's products and services. Therefore, we are committed to strive to apply your voice in improving our products and services, explained the developer. At the same time, there are instances where certain customers take action directly or through support centers towards our group executives, employees, partners who are involved in the creation and distribution of our group products and services that constitute customer harassment, such as a denial of personality, violence, defamation, intimidation, advance notice of wrongdoing, advance notice of obstruction of business, harassment, and such actions do not apply to do not only prevent our employees and partners from engaging in their work with a sense of security, but also causes disruptions to other customers. Square Enix will not tolerate harassment and will take action as necessary. And they are basically threatening to go after you because they talk about how where such action is egregious or with malicious intent, it now reserves the right to protect its employees and partners and to take legal action or criminal proceedings upon consulting the police and or lawyers. So I think that this was done very intentionally because of Sweet Baby Inc. Who has Square Enix been partnered with for years? SBI. Now, granted, back in September, okay, on the official client's page on the Sweet Baby Inc. website, Squeenix used to be there, but they were actually removed. We all thought that that was mighty suspicious, and I said that that sets a dangerous precedent because what if a company suddenly doesn't want to be on this list? That means that they could still work with SBI, but we won't know until the game comes out and we've bought it and we see the credits, but it gets funny from there and really odd from there because just a couple of weeks later, Sweet Baby Inc. completely removed its client list on its website. And I think that that was an attempt to try to hide again so that people could not go to their website and see partners and constantly check up on that list. Now, the internet is forever. All of the partners that were already there are archived multiple times. We have tons of screenshots. We have proof that Squeenix was on this list, but they're specifically mentioning partners in this press release. And I think it's because people are boycotting Sweet Baby Inc. games and people are investigating employees within these companies. I also think that the entire Forspoken situation didn't help because they really thought that was going to be a giant hit game. It came out, was an absolute flop, didn't do what they expected, but they actually worked with Black Girl Gamers on that title. So I think that this is all just an attempt to try to get people to stop talking about the SBI and Squeenix partnership. They're hoping that it's going to die down, but it's just going to cause the Streisand effect to occur. And now tons of people are going to be talking about this online and talking about their partnerships and really digging into the employees that they have even more. Now, of course, there's a lot of public information out there, and if you are an employee and you have this information that is public, we are allowed to criticize it. We are allowed to look at it as long as people are not being doxxed or threatened with violence. What is Square Enix going to really do? If I say Square Enix sucks, every single one of their developers sucks, and the partnerships that they have are a really bad business move, and I'm going to boycott them because of that, are they going to sue me? Because they're threatening people with legal action. So, is that what you're going to do now that there's this video online and I've said this? There's no way that they could go after every single individual that they do not like what they're saying. Now they're talking about how there's a harassment section, an undue demand section. It says acts of violence or violent behavior, persistent inquiries, repeated visits, defamation and slander, denial of personality, advance notice of wrongdoing. You get into unreasonable changes or exchange of product or request for monetary compensation, unreasonable response or requests from an apology, excessive requests for the provision of products and services exceedingly socially acceptable norms. It just all seems a little bit bizarre to me that now they would do this. It seems that maybe there was a situation within the company. Maybe there was somebody who was pushing the limits and was actually harassing an individual that works at this company. But ultimately, that doesn't mean that you introduce brand new policies that anybody could be affected by. Now, I do not think that this is going to go very far. I don't genuinely believe that if you go on social media and you trash talk Square Enix that they are going to start banning accounts, but you never really know. If they're announcing these policies, it really seems that they are willing to go the distance in some cases at least, and this just really does not sit well with me. I'm sure it does not sit well with a lot of you, and over the years, Square Enix definitely has fallen. They've made a lot of really poor decisions with having internal ethics departments, which now they're trying to hide because they removed that website and the hiring pages for that division. But I still believe that they have those divisions, and I would not believe anything else. But this just seems really odd. And it also is very worrying that a company would go out of their way to announce these brand new sweeping policies that affect basically anybody. So I will be keeping my eye on this situation. Maybe they will release another statement of follow-up. I highly doubt it though. But Square Enix has adopted this new customer harassment policy, and it really doesn't sit well with me and a lot of other people. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.